Hey, hello everyone. Hi. That was a very sudden cut for our players, but welcome back to issue number 6 of Sentinels of the Multiverse. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I use he/him pronouns, and I will be GMing tonight's a game. Um, Without further ado, before we go into the game itself, we're just going to go around our panels and introduce our players, tell us who you are, you're playing, and I will get this comic underway. I will start with the person to my left on the overlay. We're going to go around counterclockwise, starting with Pooja.
Hello, everybody. I am Pooja. You have seen me here for several Thursdays playing Anaya Desai, who is a doctor, and our local, somewhat reluctant to use her powers superhero. She just doesn't think that name really works, but it is what it is. And as for me, my pronouns are she, her, and so are Anaya's.
And next, we have Andrew.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew. I play Fitz. Both Fitz and I use the he/him pronouns. And Fitz is our wonderful, lovable, huggable himbo. And kind of just does the himbo thing. Well, not much else to
That
really throw in there.
Described all of your character. Hey, up next, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah. I use she, her pronouns, and in this game I play Archer Ashley, local sharpshooter and lone wolf, who also uses she, her pronouns.
And last but not least, we have Nino. Who's muted? Nope, still muted.
No, Nino, come back to us.
No, don't leave us.
We cannot do this without you.
Mr. B!
Sorry, Mr. B.
Working up.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Tiny.
Yeah, if you can up your volume, that might be great.
Or the gain.
Or the gain, yeah.
Check something else.
Hey!
Check something else.
Hey!
There we go.
Oh, your Twitch is running.
Check something else.
Hey!
There we go.
God. Oh, your... Oh, no.
Sorry.
Check gremlins.
That's
Check
cool.
gremlins.
I'm sorry, but I do appreciate that. Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi, my name's Anino. I use he, him pronouns. And in this campaign, I play Bayani, the veteran hero who is trying to encourage everybody to be their very best. Or else.
And last we left our group, they had come back from their encounter with Simulacra, the cloning villain, who we learned was using her cloning ability to create soldiers and apparently steal military equipment or something like that. At the end of our last issue, we had Fitz going alone in an alley and calling Uncle Sam to let them know that there was a problem. And that's where we left off, almost. Because we left on another panel too. Chat being bullied by a dark shadow asking them for their lunch money. We'll get back to that later tonight. I haven't forgotten the chat is in danger. Been written like 3 different places in my notes.
Just in case we were going to forget.
Yeah. But welcome back, players. And let's get this going. I think our first panel will be the next morning. A bird's eye view of Coast City in, I believe it was Illinois that we decided.
Yes.
Why is that not in my shit? Great. Well, anyway. So, the next morning, Coast City. I feel like second panel would be probably inside Paragon HQ. And with one of the four of you, I would like to know... my question is going to go to all four of you, but whoever wants to answer first will go first. What was your night like? What's your morning like? How are you feeling? Utter silence.
I feel like Fitz has feelings. I can see Fitz's feelings on the face there.
I mean, Fitz is a relatively simple individual when it comes to nights and mornings. Nights are for sleep, and sleep is very deep and very profound. The type of sleeper that you can likely run a tank through his apartment building and he will not wake up. He's also that kind of sleeper who can't necessarily respect any space. Think of the kid who has the arms and legs sprawled out all over the place, and
nice.
You kind of question how that body position can even be comfortable, let alone avoid cramping, staying that way for several hours at a time and then shifting suddenly. Mornings, of course, he will wake up rather pasty-faced until he can find some coffee. At which point, of course, it's kind of the magic ingredient. He perks up, he wakes up. The day is beautiful, the sun is shining, the birds are tweeting. Life is good.
I think Anaya didn't sleep the sleep of the dead like Fitz did, but I also think she wakes up surprisingly present. I guess she's used to having very interrupted, very poor sleep, just given her job, and so you can't tell that she has spent most of this night worrying just by looking at her. But she too is parked by the coffee maker in the morning because that's going to be necessary to get through this day.
Archer's a very light sleeper comparatively, but she got in a good training session at Bayani's behest yesterday after their conversation. So, she got a decent sleep, but she does enjoy 1 or 5 cups of coffee in the morning, just like everyone else. So she'll join everyone at the coffee carafe,
FYI, it's a cafeteria. It's the, on the stovetop, boil through espresso.
Oh, we're fancy.
Okay. No. Coffee is a ritual. It must be respected.
Okay.
Anaya has also brought a friggin' $20 store-bought coffee maker because she doesn't have the time to wait for the fancy. She needs it in her veins yesterday. Also, if you just drink enough, it doesn't matter.
Mr. B, the coffee's ready.
Mr. B is actually doing his morning workout. He was he slept pretty well, and it's been a while since he's been as active as he has been, so he decided to hit the gym early. Because he's a pro at this sort of thing.
You're, doing your stuff, being given the keys to the city. Thank you, Shawtails. You're waking up. Probably the three of you, Anaya, Fitz, Archer, huddled around the coffee machine like it was the dying embers of the last fire in a particularly cold winter. And then you look around, like just on the countertop, something seems off. The sugar cube packets, they've been moved about 2 inches to the right. And you look down at the coffee machine with the, perpetual stains of coffee drips around it. And normally it marks, like, you can see the clear demarcation of where the machine is supposed to be. It's just a little crooked.
Hmm?
Like if someone came in, moved things, and then left. It's uncharacteristic for the people working at Paragon HQ to decide to move things out of the blue. And it might just be meh. Someone decided to clean up and then put everything back where it belonged. Or maybe your strange feeling that someone was here is actually correct.
And do we all feel this?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Given how much time Anaya spends in very deliberately structured settings, I think she's going to be very disconcerted by things just moving or possibly moving. And because, in other circumstances, it can be dangerous. So especially in a lab or an operating room. And so she will ask, this might be stupid, but did anybody move the sugar packets in the coffee machine? Or has anybody been in here to clean?
Sugar doesn't go in coffee. But no, I haven't moved anything.
No, ain't been in here.
Mr. B?
Mr. B is in his private gym.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's only the three of you.
B hadn't finished the workout. Okay. Well, I guess we
Well,
should
I
ask
mean,
Mr. B.
you could call him. Yeah, I figured there's like intercoms or something.
No need to disturb him during his workout for just this, but we should ask him who else is, if anybody is in here when we are not.
Do we have a cleaning lady?
In a
Or
pocket
cleaning
dimension?
dude?
Well, the lab is in a pocket dimension. The building itself is
Oh,
a
so
regular
okay, so
building.
we're not in the. Are we in the pocket dimension right now?
I figured not. I assume you weren't in the lab itself. I thought you were just in the kitchen.
Okay. So, all right. So then, yes, we might have a cleaning person, I'm sure.
There is, and there are other people who use this space too. So,
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
I, for some
too
reason, thought we were in the pocket dimension, and so some things had been moved inside the pocket dimension, and that would
that would freak
definitely
me out.
that would alert Anaya a lot more. If this was just in a public space, then then that would make sense. Still, I think she'll give the space a once over just to see if there's anything hinky that stands a hinky check, if you will.
No need
I
to
don't know.
roll. You look around and you see that the clock above the door is not displaying the right time. It's 12 minutes behind.
Okay. Is it a digital clock or a analog?
Let's say analog.
Okay.
It's cooler to see an analog clock being late.
Yeah.
Digital.
So the battery might be weaning down, but just to be sure, she'll also check. I'm sure there's a microwave in this space. She'll check the clock on the microwave.
Same time as the clock above the door.
Do I have anything on me that has the 12 minutes forward time?
Yeah, if you have like a phone or anything, you have the actual time, which is 12 minutes past what's being displayed in the kitchen.
Did we check the VCR for the time?
It's 2021. It's
But you have to check the VCR and make sure it has the right time. Otherwise, you can't record your shows.
did you fall asleep for 25 years and just wake up?
No, but Uncle Sam didn't like the newer stuff, so we kind of grew up with some of the older stuff.
Were you raised in a nuclear shelter?
He said it wasn't.
Oh, wait, I was just joking. Were you actually raised in a nuclear shelter?
He's going to kind of laugh awkwardly and back away from the question.
Oh. Anaya's just gonna look at Archer and just be like, when did you move out?
Move out of what?
Uncle Sam's home.
Oh, a little while ago.
Have you had a chance to discover streaming video?
Well, I have a smartphone, and he will pull out his like latest model, like the newest flagship model of the most like popular phone that is on the market.
Ah, look at the time on that.
Yeah, what's with that? What's with the clocks in here? Seriously, we've got to check the VCR.
Do I assume that? Can we assume that like all of the timepieces that belong in this room are 12 minutes behind?
Yes.
Okay. But like our wristwatches, our phones, etc., are all
They're all displaying the right time. Yeah.
VCR or not, we should check other rooms. See if there was just like
Yes.
a power surge. And well, you said there was a battery in the clock, so I don't. Either
Good
way.
point. If it was the power surge, wouldn't the microwave reset to 0 or 12 anyway?
Doesn't it flash when it's like
Mhm.
a power outage?
I think Anaya will grab her coffee in one hand and just like let's go explore and just go kind of walk around other rooms or hallway clocks and whatnot. And I think at the same time she's also gonna like Google like world clock to see what like the like who's off. Is it our devices or is it the room?
So
I imagine the phone line you call to find out exactly what time it is gone now.
yeah, there's a website.
Speaking of the 90s.
Yeah, well, the person that used to answer retired, because we all know it was an actual person.
Of course it was. At the tone, the time will be 12:59 a.m.
It is now 5 past 5. Everywhere else, everything is fine. The world clock is fine. Actually, if anything, Paragon Industries is like on the dot when it comes to, you know, being in sync with international time.
Mr. B runs a tight ship.
It is a very tight ship and very precise. Except the kitchen. I think it's at that point that Bayani, you know, finishes his training. As you're putting, you know, your stuff back, racking up your weights and, you know, cleaning up, so to speak. You realize you have like this rack of dumbbells. And it's normally, you know, arranged in order of weight.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them were switch.
Wasn't me.
Like the 25 and the like 40 pounds.
Anaya
Like,
just turns to everybody else. Like, we've gone way beyond her lifting limits.
And I mean,
Strong?
it kind of shows too, because, you know, 40-pound dumbbells are noticeably larger than 20. And you seem to recall, like, when you trained, like, yesterday morning, you know, when you came back, basically, the first time you know, went in your gym, that wasn't the case.
What is going on? Is somebody just bored and playing pranks?
That's a really dangerous prank, though. Like, if somebody doesn't like look at the weight properly, they're going to try and lift it, and they're going to hurt themselves.
Sorry, just for clarification, is this the Paragon Industries weight room, or is this the Pocket Dimension weight room?
No, Paragon HQ.
Okay.
Are there any clocks in here?
Ren is just going to look up,
I'm sure weight rooms have
and he's going to
clocks.
pull out his phone, and he's going to try to access his security cameras.
Mm.
There are security cameras in the weight room, just so that they can, you know.
So you
No
can
one's doing
review
sus
yourself
things?
lifting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no,
also
I
make
mean, like,
sure
in
that
case
no
of
one's
injuries.
misbehaving.
And no one's misbehaving. I mean, the place where things can get rowdy. And he's just going to rewind the clock just to see what happened with the weights after he's reorganized them.
Yeah, what does the clock here read?
Oh, it's the proper time.
The normal
For
time. Okay.
for all of our sake, let's say it's like 5 past 8.
Okay.
I just decided y'all were early risers.
It was just the kitchen that's off from what we've seen, or the break room, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one location.
Can I check the other machines in this room to see if
Yeah,
more
none
shenanigans have
None
occurred?
of them were tempered with.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Any electronics was not tempered with.
Oh no, I'm going
But-
for like the weight stuff. Yeah.
Oh, the more you look, the more you see these little changes. You know,
Weight
like
plates have been moved around and stuff like that.
yeah, the carpet, like the rubber carpet in like the aerobic section or whatever has been like shifted a bit. Like someone lifted it up and then put it back down, but it didn't really match where it was supposed to be, so it like waves. It's wavy a bit. Ren, you're looking through the camera feed and you notice around 1 a.m. last night, there's a... Not that there's anything that you see, like a person or whatever, but there's a, how'd you call them again? Like the refresh bars. You know, the old bars that would go up and down a screen on like old...
Screensaver?
No, Like when you put
like on a camera, it glitches. Like if there's a
like a
hertz
camera that
difference.
glitches.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's
the
trying
black
to
thing
match
goes
the-
up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the refresh rate of your monitor. I mean, it's impossible that it does that. Those are digital cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and yet it does.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pause the recording, before after, you see that before the room was as you left it. After, the room was slightly shifted. Or I should say the stuff in the room, not the room itself.
Was the timestamp jump?
No. Well, I mean, by the time the bar moved completely, there might have been a 2 minutes. But it's the time the bar takes
Okay.
to go up and down.
But it wasn't like a 12-minute jump.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, that negates my theory. I thought whoever came in here was letting off some kind of energy that messed with the clocks. But if the clocks in here are all the right time, I mean, it makes sense that it would still mess with the cameras and electronics, but why are the clocks right in here?
But also, from all my TV viewing, I would think it's almost as though somebody, searched a room and then didn't put it back quite right. Just the small changes present everywhere. It's so strange. It's almost like one of those children's stories of tiny little elves running around and making chaos.
You think they're in here looking for something?
I don't know.
Ghosts have unfinished business.
So Ren is going to make sure that nobody else apart from his team is around, and he's going to actually use his power, create his flaming tape measure, and he's going to measure the dimensions of the room again. You have something.
Flaming tape measure is so cool. What the heck?
You can manipulate fire to do anything you want, Bayani.
That's so cool.
I'm gonna use it so I don't have to spend $5 at Home Depot.
Like I'm just saying, like, how can we all take a second and appreciate a flaming freaking tape measure? Bananas, I love it.
Technically, he's just using his chi. It's just that in order for it to physically manifest so that people can see it, he has to channel it into his element, which is fun.
Yeah. I think Anaya actually shares my my excitement. Because it's so cool to see like a use of power that's safe and in such a controlled, non-chaotic setting. Because most of what they've been doing, or at least what she's doing, is under dire circumstances. So like I think she likes to see kind of like the daily, like, oh, this is
the more
you can
mundane
use your powers
use,
for all all sorts of mundane things.
You measure the room, and it is 35 feet by 35 feet. The exact measure. Like 35 feet, 1 inch and 3/4. Like the exact down to like 1/4 of an inch. It hasn't resized overnight or anything.
Okay.
But in order to do that, you kind of have to, bend down, or at least like crouch or something, kneel down to put the tape down or something. And you notice that the carpet sometimes waves a little. Like if something heavy left an imprint. And overnight, the carpet just sort of reasserted its natural thickness or what have you. Wow, I am losing all my words tonight.
So Brendan's just going to look around again. He's just going to double check. Are all the machines that he's expecting to be here and in their original spots?
Yeah, they are. All of them. Be it thread mills or whatever else you're supposed to find in the gym. I don't know, the punching bag, I guess. I don't go to gyms, so. A wall of mirrors for selfies. You even have like your protein shake bar.
You got to look at your you got to look at your form, make sure you're lifting right. Otherwise, you can injure yourself.
Yeah, selfie mirrors.
Or your fits and you need to admire your 12-pack.
I just have to make sure I maintain.
Guys, by the way, Andrew did send me a picture of his
Wait,
characters.
what?
His character's face claim, and the dude has like a 12-pack. It's hilarious.
We all need to see this.
Yeah, Andrew, put it in our Discord.
I'll,
But,
yeah,
probably could use a burger or two, but yeah, like a 12-pack. So anyway, well, I don't know what it is, but I think maybe I'm just gonna have to call upon Dr. Artifice, because the way Ren sees it, it's unlikely that it's someone who's deliberately doing this. So he's thinking aloud. I don't know. I can't really measure it, but it kind of feels like maybe the space shifted in and out of sync with reality. But the only way the only person I know of who can measure something like that would be Dr. Artifice.
I mean, you can call him up. Jesus Christ, this person is made of abs.
We were kind of joking that since
that's a lot of
alien,
abs. That's a lot of abs.
An alien. We joke that he doesn't have pecs; he just has abs all the way down, maybe 3 across.
You can ring up Dr. Artifice if you want.
Yeah, he'll ring up Dr. Artifice and ask him, just say, hey, could you stop by HQ and bring your time dilation equipment, whatever.
Oh, my quantum tape measure.
Yeah, sure.
Certainly, anything you want. Measure twice, cut once? I can bring the saw.
No. Just something feels off, and I can't put my finger on it.
Alright. And, we move to the next panel. We see Dr. Artifice not wearing his lab equipment. He's basically dressed, in civilian clothing. And he has with him a sort of like a Nintendo Power Glove. I don't know if you remember those things. And it's got like a little keyboard on it with a retractable screen. And he shows up. He's like talking as he's typing, and he says, "All right, boss. What do you need? What? Huh?" He looks around the corridor. Like goes into the gym. Looks at the walls. Steps out. At the walls again. Something's wrong.
Yeah, somebody put the weights back in the wrong order.
I think he means besides that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Huh. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think, and he's like, "Beep, beep, 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 beep." I think space was modified at a molecular level. We are... I'd say... give me a second. And he like pops out one of the tip of one of the fingers of the gloves, puts it on a I don't know, on one of the machines, walks back a few paces and with his index finger like shines a laser through the tip of the finger, and the laser is reflected back, and he tries to match them properly. To you, it seems like he's just, playing with a laser pointer or something. But you hear like beeps and boops coming from his glove as he's doing that. And then after maybe like a minute or two, it goes beep, beep, beep. Ah. Yeah. We are 3 microns to the left now. Nothing to worry about. I mean, shifts in space and time, these things can happen. Boss, we don't have any time travelers on the payroll anymore.
No, we definitely do not.
Something. I don't know if it's just us though. There's like a bajillion things that could have caused that, and I mean it's no cause for alarm really. It's just very mundane. The world's not going to blow, but it does pique my curiosity a bit. Are you busy today? Like the 4 of you.
We've got errands and a appointment later with Poseda.
Oh.
I have a shift tonight, but not for a little while.
Oh, that's even better. I bet your hospital is very well calibrated. Maybe. I don't really trust infrastructure too much. When was it built? If it's between 1917 and June 1918, it would be perfect for what I need. Otherwise, everything else goes to the trash. There's post-June 18, architecturally speaking, the entire world went to shit.
I don't know. Do we want to flip a coin for when her hospital was built?
I mean,
I'm assuming there might be an old wing at most.
But the thing is that it's likely undergone multiple renovations. Given that there are probably some rich people who decided that they needed a portion of a wing named after them. So.
Yeah, like there might be some like older buildings where for like back office work or something, like on the hospital like compound. But obviously the most of it is going to be kind of more state of the art, newer stuff.
Oh, that's great. Maybe you can help me, Anaya. And sir, if you don't mind, while you're running errands, if you can bring Fitz and Archer and Anaya if she's not at the hospital. I have some spare equipment. We could see if Coast City's been decalibrated.
Okay, well, first off, who calibrated Coast City? I'm not really sure what you mean by this.
Oh, okay. So imagine a black hole, right? They distort time and space around themselves. Right? The closer you are, the weirder the laws of physics become. It's similar to what's happened here, I think. Something powerful enough, something that distorts time and space, happened near the office. And I can try to find the source, but for that I need to triangulate with, the decalibration that would happen everywhere around. I need to sort of form a perimeter, if you mean. I can tackle Paragon HQ, but I would rather not have to run around the whole city by myself.
The only thing that I can think of that might have caused this would have been that little mishap we had with the micro bead that bounced out of the pocket dimension and into the streets.
I don't remember the beads being a problem at the time, but I'll double check with the tools in the lab. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you're going out, let me know, and I will. I'll lend you some equipment if you can help. I mean, otherwise,
Sure.
you know, it might just be someone formed a small black hole somewhere in the building.
We
Sure,
have
no big
codes and
deal.
regulations against that.
I am fairly certain out of game that OSHA has fuck all about creating black holes.
For now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay, we'll grab some. We'll stop by and grab some equipment afterwards.
Great. Oh, and what are you going to see? What's his name? Posei.
Beseda.
Poseda. Yeah. Oh, is it for And he points to Archer, Fitz, and Anaya. Or is it for you?
Me too.
Yeah, it's about time. You know, the younger ones have a sense of fashion.
Wait, where are we going?
So,
All right.
Beseda Kingston is basically on the same level as Ralph Lauren in terms of fashion design.
I'll take me some Ralph Lauren.
Except he's much cooler than Ralph Lauren.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have made that travesty of the 2016 U.S. Olympics uniform with a giant horse on it.
Some things we don't talk about.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Just come back to the lab. Come by the lab if you want to take the equipment with you. And he head down, still typing on his glove thing, leaves the room.
No, it's good that everyone's senses seem to be a lot more heightened these days. I think it's just a attribution to your training. Very good. Very good. Likely it's not something that we have to worry about yet. But I don't know. Sometimes these things seem to spiral out of control at some point. No pressure. he just gives a friendly pat to Archer on the back. Because she looked like she was the one who was most nervous about the idea of a black hole.
A black hole opening somewhere in the vicinity? Yeah, is that
Yeah.
something?
Alrighty.
If it's all right with you, we'll move on to the group walking outside in the streets of Coast City with the equipment that Artifice lent you. They are basically these conical tinfoil hats with a coat hanger reversed on the top. And apparently it's very precise equipment. And it's not tinfoil, it just On Earth, it's the material that looks the most like it. Hence, normal human brain will try to, interpret what it looks like. In fact, for Fitz, instead of looking like tinfoil, these look like, oh god, there's a metal like that. I think it would look like probably like brushed steel in color. Like it's metallic, but it's not exactly the same look as tinfoil. And it reflects the light. Like that you can see. It everywhere you go, rainbows. But that's because, non-human brain.
Mr. B, this is just really not really a good fashion statement to be making, sir. How long do we have to wear this?
And in the speech bubble from Artifice would remind you, you don't have to wear them all the time. Just go to certain locations. One person wears them, and the other will try to point a laser pointer in the center of the triangle. And the hat will record what needs to be recorded.
Fitz will promptly remove the hat from his head and look around to see if anyone's on.
Yeah, there's a voice behind you that says, "Nice hat, dweeb."
Just because you can't recognize like avant-garde fashion doesn't mean you should comment.
And as you say that, the voice, like, you turn around to see the person you're talking to, and they answer, "Well, I'll teach you to speak French to me." And like behind you is this group of varsity jacket wearing, like, washed out college football players. The biggest and the meanest in the front. Blonde hair, very like cropped short, button nose. He looks like Moose from Archie Comics. And he's holding like a poor innocent guy in a buttoned up white shirt with like pen protectors in his pocket. And like black rim glasses. And he's just dragging him around as like the 4 or 5 other football players behind him laugh. He's got a giant HB sewn into his jacket. That, ladies and gentlemen, is hyperbole. Like there would be a panel with just him, like full page, with the name.
Hyperbole. My fist needs to go in his face.
So where you going? The Renaissance Fair? See, I can also speak French to you, nerd.
Mais non, mais vraiment non. And Fitz is just gonna kind of give him one of those looks and be like, he's gonna like lift his shirt and like reveal his abs and just point. He's
God.
Like, if you ain't here, you don't got it.
Oh my god.
Phew.
How much was the surgery for that?
You can't get surgery to give you abs. It has to happen naturally.
And like one of the football players comes up behind him and whispers something in his ear. Yeah, you're right. Redo. What, you sleep on a waffle maker?
That was
Something.
one time at camp, okay? It wasn't my fault. I was tired. No, it didn't burn me. It was off.
There's like a moment of silence where he doesn't know, like, you're not supposed to just
Agree.
agree and, like, keep, like, add on to what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I never went to camp because I'm cool and you're bad.
Well, you never went to camp because you were probably stuck in remedial summer school.
The fuck, man? You need your dad to protect you?
He's not my dad. He's my boss. You're very strange.
And why?
Who's that? And he's gonna point at like the scrawny guy. I'm assuming he's scrawny guy, the guy with
Yeah.
the button-down shirt. Okay.
Yeah. He says, "Oh, him? That's Mr. Chat." And he just throws the guy into incoming traffic. Chat in danger.
No.
How do you react?
Oh dear.
I feel like
The guy is
Fitz-
flying.
Given that Fitz is kind of like already engaged with, you know, this HB pencil guy, he would likely like move to save Chat. Oh, I don't know. I mean, he'd likely teleport and make use of his acrobatics.
I was gonna say, like, you're the fastest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to like get in the way and avoid. One of two things is likely to happen. Either he's going to stop Chat from like ending up in the traffic, or as soon as Chat kind of like is kind of in traffic's way, he's going to teleport and then pull Chat out of the way. Which might be more the latter. I don't think he'd scoop them out of midair because he can't really teleport with anybody yet. So teleport to like be next to Chat just before like the bus or whatever is going to hit and move Chat out of the way.
Yeah, like maybe
Alright.
maybe you can teleport to like in between the lanes of traffic. So you
Yeah.
can grab Chat and pull back to not be in the middle of a lane.
Yeah.
Give me that roll.
Okay. Just to let you know, so my self teleport and I actually put it on close combat are up to a D10
Ooh, because of the hero points?
because of hero points. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna use my acrobatics because it makes a little more sense. I'm not trying to like harm Chat, of course. So, just gonna use self teleport and my acrobatics. I have no idea what just rolled.
That's a 6,
6, 1,
1, 1, and 3. And with a 3, you can either fail or succeed with a major twist.
Go for the succeed with the major twist. I want to see what you do with this one.
I just saw what you have on your sheet, and I'm like, I don't... There's some... Let me see if I don't have, like, a generic twist.
I mean, I guess a machine can go terribly off the rails, but
What if your hat breaks?
I think we all have a hat, though.
No, I think what I'm gonna do is, because otherwise it would be too easy. you're going to All right, no, I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh.
And what important thing are you going to sacrifice until the end of the issue tonight for this to succeed? It can be a physical thing, it can be a metaphysical thing, whatever.
I think the cell phone is going to hit the pavement and get crushed.
Oh, your brand new cell phone.
That's that's precious. That's a big impact to Fitz.
Cool.
That hasn't been backed up in the past 48 hours.
So there's like 12 gigs worth of selfies that are gone.
He forgot to turn on the Wi-Fi when he got back.
As you save Mr. Chat, a real name Chatley, and we'd see like just a one panel close up of your phone hitting the pavement before the car runs it over.
Mm-hmm.
And the jocks, by the way, their name, okay, I'll put it in chat so everyone can know, because it is a villainous organization. This is what it is. So the Jocks,
Oh.
JOCKS, which stands for something, begin to laugh. Like, his phone broke. You won't be able to call your dad.
Anaya's gonna turn to Archer and just say, I was willing to completely just walk away, but these guys are jerks. Do you have anything that could restrain them?
I got something that could restrain him. Which one do you want me to go for?
The big one.
Sorry to interject. No guns.
Oh, I was hoping like she had like a net that she could shoot out.
Oh,
Like,
a net?
That's what she's thinking, restraining, because she's not thinking violent.
See, therein lies your mistake, because Archer's first thought is always violence. So.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Archer versus a doctor.
yeah, but Ren is standing there and he goes, "Oh, well, all right, no guns, just fists." And he just points airily at the three of them, and then he just goes and leans up against the wall and starts typing into his phone. He's just going to. This is too beneath him, so he's just going to see if his charges can handle it by themselves.
Okay, well, I would like to use strength and I guess either close combat or finesse. What do you think? If I'm trying to get up in his face before he can react.
You said finesse or?
Finesse or close combat.
I think if you want to surprise them, either would work.
Okay.
Because close combat, the way I see it, is you are trained at fighting.
Okay.
Oh, before we go on, have we healed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All of it.
All right.
Thank goodness.
So, Bayani, you're sitting this one out?
He's watching,
Okay.
maybe having a snack.
Okay, I'd like to use strength, finesse, and then green. I'd like to, while they're distracted by Fitz trying to save Mr. Chatley and his phone breaking, I want to go up and grab him by the throat, like just to stop the laughter and sort of not hard enough to like choke him, but to death, but hard enough to where he's like, oh no, maybe
so
it's done.
you're choking him past the point of kinky, but not past the point of lethal. You're like in that sweet spot.
Yeah, the sweet spot where it's like, oh, you could definitely black out from this, but I'm not gonna like crush your windpipe.
but she's also not flirting.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this ain't cute anymore.
Yeah, this isn't cute anymore. I like that.
And I figure you do it with the robotic arm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
So 4.
Do you consider that damage, or did you want that to be, like, mechanically speaking, was it an attack or a hinder?
It's more of a hinder. It's like a grapple.
Okay. So he's got a -2. And then the 3 jocks with them. The moment you grab him, you hear the 3 jocks in unison. The QB's in danger! Protect them! And they sort of like assume a linebacker stance, and you're fairly certain they're about to run you over.
No, you aren't. Let's see. What? I think what Anaya would like to do is. So how many jocks are there gunning
Just
for us
3.
now? Just 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was 4 of them.
All right. And they're about to run towards just
Towards Archer, specifically.
towards
Archer.
towards Archer. Okay. What Anaya would like to do is galvanize, and what she'll do is to Archer, she'll say she's going to run, and if there's anything on the ground, she wants to kind of kick it towards them when they're coming, and in an attempt to kind of just slow them down and say we should and basically just tell Archer we can't shoot him, but we can at least slow them down. And essentially she wants to try to kind of encourage Archer to be like, let's trip these guys, let's knock them down. If they're gonna come at us as brute force, it takes, I mean, Archer knows this, if someone has that much momentum, it doesn't take a huge change to bring them down, right? Like, you throw a rock in front of them, they lose their footing, and they are coming down like a pile of rocks. So that's what she wants to do. So let's do this.
Go right ahead.
Green and roll. It's a 5.
And remind me, Galvanize is a boost action, right?
Yes, it's a boost, and all hero attack and overcome actions until the start of my next turn
All of
get the boost.
All right. And that's a +2.
+2 to everybody in attack and overcome actions until the start of my next turn.
Which means that Bayani has a +2 to overcome his sandwich. Fitz.
Oh. Fitz is like, I'm assuming. Okay, we did save.
Oh yeah. You're like, you've dragged him
Catley.
onto the other side of the street. He's on the sidewalk and he looks at you and says, "Thank you, man."
Fitz is gonna, not cold-heartedly, but he's going to kind of ignore Chatley. He's gonna kind of be like doing one of those like on all fours, like slowly reaching out, like reaching for his now deceased cell phone, and the tear just kind of falls slowly down one cheek.
Oh no!
And he says, "But we didn't have long enough together." And then in the next frame, it's gonna snap to like blazing rage. He will teleport again and close combat and go for the knockout.
So there's the biggest one. By the way, Archer, you know, I didn't really... I said he looks like Moose from Archie, but the guy's like almost 7 feet tall.
Okay,
He's
so
built like a fridge. Yeah. It's still very, very effective.
okay.
You have to parkour her way up too. To joke.
So I'm gonna go after like whoever the biggest is.
Biggest is hyperbole. It's always going to be hyperbole.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's because I heard you say hyperbole instead of hyperbole.
I did it
So
on purpose.
I got completely distracted for a second. He's gonna go after hyperbole because, of course, hyperbole is the one who threw Chatley. So hyperbole is therefore the killer of the phone.
He's directly responsible.
Directly responsible. Like there is absolutely no question in his mind. Oh fuck.
Ooh.
Oh god.
So you do get a +2, so you actually get a 3.
Yeah.
So much better.
So you appear behind him and basically go like for the chop at the back of the neck. Yep.
Does he not have a minus?
Oh yeah, no, there's no unless
Does
he
that
has
help
a
me?
reaction power.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing they can do on their turn. However, you will notice something. As you strike hyperbole, what's his? Yeah, you hit him. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't react, and you bruise your hand. You don't
Ow.
take damage. But yeah. And so the 3 little dudes are basically going to jump on Archer, grapple with Archer, and try to get her off of their boss. Essentially, what they're doing is 2 of them are going to try to hinder you. So I will roll for both, and we'll just take the worst of the 2. That's a 3. So you're gonna have a -1. Like, one of them is really trying to, like, pull your arm away. It's completely inefficient. But, like, the other is, like, pushing, probably, like, no, grabbing onto, like, one of your ankles. And your foot slid just a little. And that's your -1.
Okay.
The other is going to use his special minion ability called Show 'em Mark. And he basically yells out, "Show 'em, boss!" And he boosts his boss by a d6.
Wow.
Wow, a 2. Okay.
Wow.
The boss now has a -1 instead of a -2. Super effective. And hyperbole. Gonna look at Archer. And grab, like, your arm. Your robot arm. And he's going to say, "No one's allowed to touch me." And he's going to use his ability called Toss Hero. And it's going to be strength, close combat, and his status. So 10, 8, and 6. N plus 1d8 plus 1d6. Ooh. Not that great. He's going to use his max die to hit you, which
Okay.
is a 6, so you take 6 damage. And he's going to throw you Yeah, basically he's going to take you and throw you at Fitz. And Fitz will take 2 damage.
From a flying archer?
From a flying archer.
From being hit by the arm.
Can I react?
You have, like, all of you have your reaction. Oh, he has a -1, so I'm sorry. Fitz, you take just 1. And Archer, you would take 5.
Okay.
I have my untouchable. When it would be dealt damage, roll a d4 in the green zone, and other dice in the other zones. Reduce damage you take by the value rolled.
All
Attack
right,
another target with that roll.
Oh, okay, then roll. I was gonna say don't roll because it's just 1. But yeah, if it does something else, then yes, please roll. And let me know who do you attack for 3. As you redirect a thrown archer your way.
I'm gonna try and
Catches her with her abs and she bounces off. Her feet going directly into somebody else.
it's gonna look like a completely, like, we coordinated this move. It was planned in advance, and Archer is gonna go back to HB.
And with a 3 damage, HP will take nothing as Archer will crash upon his meaty torso.
I'm so sorry, Archer.
So Archer, you took 5 damage. Do you do anything about it?
I don't have any reactions in green, so no, unfortunately.
So Archer, for like the last 2 or 3 seconds, you were used as a pinball.
Cool.
Bayani, your ward are having all the trouble in the world defeating a group of high school jocks. I'm just saying. So far, Anaya is the one that was the most efficient.
Yeah, you just see Bayani. He will look up from his cell phone and just do this as he sees Archer sent flying into the air.
Bayani said no guns, okay?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You know. All right, guys, challenge yourselves.
By the way, I forgot to mention the scene. Scenes for this were just 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 red. So now we're gonna move into yellow.
Oh.
Move into red.
Good to know.
Basically, it's not that like Hyperbole is going to win or whatever. It's just that they'll get bored and move on to someone else. Should you survive?
Let's not let him get bored.
Because, you know, there are always lockers nearby. Anaya, Fitz, and Archer.
Now that... Just honestly, more out of curiosity than anything else, Anaya wants to, having seen this guy just shrug off attacks from, like, Archer's arm.
Oh, yeah.
And Fitz. She's just like, what the heck? She wants to. I mean, really, she's gonna probably have to think about this really hard later. But right now, out of curiosity, I think the scientific brain is taking over, and she's like, not entirely considering the fact that these are teenagers. She wants to just. For science?
He's not a teenager, by the way. They're all like in their like 30s. It's just
they
still dress and act like they were 16.
Oh,
they peaked in high school.
Yeah,
so she shouldn't feel guilty about punching this jerk.
Oh no, absolutely
okay.
not. He's like major and vaccinated.
So sorry, Ren is just going to chime in. Hey, he kind of looks like Brian.
Oh. So for science, Anaya is going to plug into her density skill and make her arm super freaking dense. Not like as hard as we went when she was trying to shatter cages, because she doesn't want to shatter this person's body, but she's probably, I don't know my relative densities. I'm not a scientist, but let's just, Anaya knows. She's gonna make her arm real dense because she saw regular human fists, even super jacked human fists, and also a metallic human fist just bounce off. So we're going harder than Archer's
Harder
arm.
than steel.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, why don't we say that she's making her fist dense so that when she throws her punch, it's dense, like the weight of the force that she's putting behind it would make it the equivalent of a Mike Tyson punch. I feel like that's within reason.
All right, yeah. So she wants to do that, and then so basically, this is the inflict power. That is a yellow power. It's attack using density and hinder the same target using my min die. So I'm gonna use density. I'm gonna use. I think this is gonna be medicine because I told her she's going in. Or investigation, maybe. I think investigation would work if she's doing this.
Yeah, because you're trying to see what it. Yeah, that
For
tracks.
science, TKO.
It's going to be yellow, but I will also like to use the +4 from hero
Okay.
points that I have on top of this. So
All right.
let's see.
Remember the dice pool is 6, 8, 8, 10, 12, 12.
Okay. You know what? Because my min die does damage, I would like to use one of those 8s. Because, it's going to hinder. So I think that'll be good.
All right.
Especially if we're going to go to red in a minute. All right. +4.
So the mid is the one that does damage.
Yes. So that's a 8 on the mid die and 3 on the hinder.
All right. I'm just gonna take a little -1. You focus your density, like you turn your entire fist into like basically like almost concrete type of thing, and you punch him in the gut, and you even feel the shock wave like in your arm as his stomach sort of jiggles a little bit, and he looks at you and says, "Huh, that tickled." But what you do not see under his shirt is that there is now a bruise.
Okay.
He's just like, he winced a little under the punch. It is much less effective than you thought it would.
Yeah.
It's like
I
if this
think,
person was almost impervious to pain.
but it's not just impervious to pain, right? It also seems like he's not taking as much damage. Not just
Yeah.
that he's not feeling the damage.
No, he's also, yeah.
All right. Adaya's going to turn over to Bayani and just say, that should have flattened anybody.
Probably, yeah.
All right, that's her turn, though. So, good luck, y'all. This dude's got like an armor of 85.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he didn't take 5, he took 4.
Yay, 1 less damage.
Because he probably does have an armor of 85.
Archer, do you want to go next, or do you want...
Let's see if we can get this guy to play into our hand a little bit. I'm gonna go I'm gonna try and sock him in the jaw. Why not? Strength, close combat, yellow.
All right.
Yikes.
Dice are not kind tonight.
Not tonight.
No, why?
That's a whole 2.
You hear a crack as his like head tilts back, and then you see your like robot arm. You dented the middle knuckle,
What the hell, man?
and he just looks at you like hands on his hips, and he's like, "You fight like a girl." we're gonna do.
That's not the insult you think it is, buddy.
Yeah. I have to come up with insults that like 16-year-old bully.
No, I know, but it's also like these people. They're just like,
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll do Fitz, and then we're gonna go to break, and when we come back, we're gonna be doing the red scene. He is growing bored of all of you.
I think Fitz is, seeing that, Anaya especially, took a swing at him and he didn't seem to react that much. And, Archer has like a dented knuckle. Fitz is going to use his alien boost. He's going to boost his comrades. I just have to figure out how. Crap. I feel like he would find a way to like maybe take inspiration from the untouchable moment and use his own momentum to, I don't know, maybe get ready behind Archer's fist for another attack where he's gonna like assist by like being there for it.
Okay.
So that would be like his momentum and likely his acrobatics, just because he has to get around either acrobatics or close combat. Close combat because we're, about to punch.
They would both work, I feel.
I'll go with close combat just to get the D10 in there. So this will boost my allies using my momentum, and which is what I have to use anyway. Sorry, and then they're boosted by my max die. I take a hindrance from my min die. Oh no, sorry, max and mid boost them. Wow, I cannot read tonight. So 7 plus 3 is the boost, and I am hindered 1.
So +3 Archer. And as Archer is going to be probably winding up for something, we're going to go to break. We're going to be right back in a couple of minutes. Stick around, everyone. Hello!
Amazing.
We're back. So, last round. He gets to go because I forgot to make his move in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to red. So, with the way everyone is placed,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep this other ability for later. So he's just going to basically everyone's been punching at him. He's going to punch back. By the way, thanks to Shawtails, Fitz, I rolled a 2 on my d4, so you get a +1.
Hey,
Ooh.
thanks, Shawtails.
And now I'm going to roll a d3 with 1, 2, and 3 because he's not going to go after Bayani. Because the old man has just been eating in his face all the time. So 1, 2, 3. Hey, Archer,
Goody.
you gonna get punched. So it's D10, D8, D8 for him.
You can use damage to do other things, right? Though
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
And you are going to take 5 points of damage as he's just going to, like, punch you in the stomach.
Okay. I'd like to use tactical analysis to treat the amount of damage I take as a boost action, please. And does that stack with the bonus that Fitz gave me?
Unless one of them is exclusive, it does stack.
No
That's-
exclusive on my side.
Sweet.
So yeah, you get punched in the gut, and it just... You realize, like, you analyze very quickly how he fights, and it's very much like a high school bully. Like, even the way he went for you with that punch is pretty much he's used to fighting people that will not fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because no one can actually fight back against him. So, what are you doing, everyone?
Is it now red?
It is
Oh.
now red.
The jocks don't get a turn?
Oh, I forgot about the jocks. Yeah, let's say with everyone now sort of in a not a pile, but like everyone's close
A
together.
cluster?
A cluster. So the jocks are just gonna go for everyone, and just try to like shove you around.
Starting a mosh pit.
Like, I think one of them, like, I think Fitz, like one of them pushes you onto like a trash can that's on the side of the sidewalk. Anaya, someone like pushes you against like the door of a nearby building, and someone pushes like Archer off the sidewalk to like trip and fall. It's not going to be a lot of damage.
Okay.
Pretty much stuff that you've gotten used to. Oh shit, 6 damage.
Hang on. No. Bayani's going to use a reaction at that point.
Okay.
He's going to use misdirection, and who's ever taking that 6 points of damage?
It's everyone.
Everyone's going to take it.
Yeah.
I can reduce it by 3 because we're in red.
He'll use it to deflect Archer's.
Yeah, I think Archer's been
damage.
taking a beating. Unless Archer wants it.
Yeah, but I get that technical analysis bonus if I get hit. So.
Yeah, but you already
Second
used
time?
your reaction.
Oh, I can't do it every time I get hit?
No, it's like once when it's not on your turn.
Okay, well then never mind. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do it. Actually, we'll use my +2.
Okay. So 7.
7. So, okay, that's going to block.
Then
All of that
whoever you're
damage.
blocking, yeah, doesn't take any damage.
I can.
Nice.
When an
But,
attack deals damage to a nearby hero in red zone, I can take damage myself and redirect the attack
But
to
you're
a
still in
target of my
yellow at
choice.
this point. It's not.
Oh,
red
we're
yet.
still. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because the
Never mind.
villains play last, and then it's.
Oh, okay.
And then it's
I
red.
can
Okay.
reduce one less than. Okay, no worries.
okay, so so it rolled the fire die, and so that was 7. So there's 1 damage left over. So we're gonna say that Bion is just gonna flash his firepower, to distract one of the guys, and you'll miss Archer, and instead push one of his friends into I don't know, the garbage can or into the street.
They.
Oh wait. That's 3 damage because I forgot to add the 2 to my.
I can.
Oh no, I did add the 2. Never mind. So 1 damage. Yeah.
I can do my untouchable thing though again, right? Because I didn't do it.
Yes.
I can roll a d6. Okay.
I think you just knocked out one of the minions. Yeah, it goes down to a d4. Yeah, so one of them actually like trips and falls, the one that you've misdirected against. Hurts themselves. Probably like twists an ankle. And the misdirect fits.
I'm just untouchable.
Oh, untouchable. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I reduce any damage incoming by 5.
And then you
Nice.
attack someone with that roll.
Oh yes, that's very true. So probably minion.
Minion who tripped on the garbage can, or other minion.
Well, what's the source of damage?
Well, I think the way untouchable works is like you move out of the way and like quickly counter or something.
Well, I mean I can attack another target with the roll, but was it Hyperbully who did the damage?
It was minions who did the
No,
damage
it's
to us.
minions.
Minions.
Yeah, it's the little jocks.
I'll deal the 5 damage to whatever minion. What is there? There's one that just got misdirected. There's one that's fallen over into a garbage can.
Basically, there's 1 wounded and 2 that are full.
I'll do this versus one of the full.
And actually knock them out.
Nice.
What happens?
I'd imagine that one of them, comes at Fitz and, tries to like punch him, and Fitz just grabs like the fist and then twists the arm behind the back and pushes him into a bunch of trash cans.
Alright, so 2 of them tumble over the trash. Only 1 will get back up. And now we're in red. You all have your last turn. What do you do?
All right. Bion is going to use a move. He's not going to actually attack, but what he's going to do is you'll see his hands quickly flash in a series of Naruto hand symbols
Nice.
and concentric circles just appear beneath all 3 of his charges. And then their outlines will blaze in lightning or in fire. So he's using Overcome here, but he really just wants to do this to boost his allies more than to actually overcome something. So I don't know if there's an additional thing that we want to work out with the
What's the name? Is that a power?
Paragon feat. So
Paragon
overcome
feat.
is-
Okay. I mean, so what we can do is just since there's nothing to overcome per se, like you can still boost people with your mid die. What I'll say is, because you don't have to exert yourself to overcome anything at the moment, we'll say use your max die to overcome.
Okay.
To boost. Sorry.
Okay. So let me. All right. So we use my +4 as well.
All right. So 11.
Nice.
And that's a +3 to everyone.
Nice.
So doing this, he imparts some of his own internal energy, and because he feeds that into them, the effect of this is that they'll feel energized, but then their most negative emotion and their most positive emotion will flare in the process. So you can RP however that will affect you, but then they'll also get a brief memory of of a similar situation in the past where Bayani is up against a really, really big, tough opponent, and he's with. They'll see two other superheroes with them, Planet Girl and Celerity, and Bayani will be shown doing this move where he, puts his hands on the ground and causes like fiery columns to shoot up from the ground, and basically that catapults the guy into the air, where then the other two just beat him down relentlessly while he's falling, and that knocks him out. So that was his big giant clue as to what they could possibly try in order to make this work out.
And like taking her cue from Bayani, Anaya will push herself off that door and crouch down onto her ground and like kind of like punch her fist into the ground and create a field of hazards, which will, I think, it will hinder, I guess, Hyperbole and the two other minions remaining.
Everyone, yep.
Yep. So we've got Quake. We've got and it's a red die. And yeah, so she's mad now. This is gonna be some big rolls. The 12, 10, and a 12.
Ooh.
And you know what?
What does it mean if you roll doubles? How do you roll doubles in this game?
If I roll the same number on 2, right? If I roll like 2 4s.
Yeah, let's say that they're both the two lowest numbers. So one of them's the lowest, one of them's the middle.
Oh.
So if you roll like 12 and 12, well, 12 would be your mid die at that point.
So I have a +3
From Bayani.
from Bayani. And is that exclusive? Anina? No. Okay. I'll also add my last. I have a +2 hero point bonus just sitting around from last time, so I'm going to add that in there. So I'm going to roll, and it's a +5 on top of this. That's a wow. What the bejesus? So anyway, it's max plus min already.
Okay,
so it's 8 plus 5.
13.
So it is still 13.
So it's a -4 to everyone. Basically, like, you strike down on the pavement and it ruptures like a water line that was going under, that passed under the sidewalk, and it just sprays, high pressured water all over the place, and one of the wounded minion gets hit like right under the chin by a jet of water, which sends him flying, because he's at a D4 with a -4. There's nothing they can do. It's over. The other one is trying to like push the water out of his face, like and Hyperbole is now just all wet, and he says, That was my favorite jacket. All right.
Not sorry.
But he's at -5 now. Gee. Archer and Fitz.
Fitz, you got anything in mind?
I mean, I have to ask our wonderful and magnanimous GM if
This is gonna end well.
Fitz has not pulled out his sword this entire time, but the move that I was going to likely use, I need to attack using my signature weaponry, and use my charged up blast, where I use my max, mid, and min dice, destroy all my bonuses, adding each of them to the attack first, even if they're exclusive, and then do the attack.
But you don't want to stab the guy.
Biani's just gonna call out, "Flat of the blade, please."
Yeah, you can pummel him with the pummel of the blade too. I mean,
Hit him with the flat of the blade. It's fine.
It's incredibly tempting. This mixed emotions, the joy of being able to.
Did ruin your cell phone, by the way.
This is
That's
it,
true.
you know.
Bitch, slap him with your sword.
Bitch, I'm gonna slap you. So okay, so if you are okay with this, Simon, I will signature weapon, close combat, red, and we'll. Oh, so I have the +1 from Shawtails, the +3 from Biani. Is there any other pluses?
Do you have any bonuses left over from hero points?
I actually have a hinder of -1,
Oh,
which technically cancels out with the +1 from Shawtails. So I'm at a +3. There wasn't any other pluses that were dealt. Right. Just making sure.
Oof.
So that would be a it's all three. So it's
Yeah, so 20 and all your bonuses.
So 19, 23.
And that's at hyperbole?
Yes. Yes. So this is Fitz like reaching, like I'm gonna put it this way. He's going to jump at hyperbole, and I hate that you named him this. And he's gonna like reach into the like pocket dimension where his sword stays. And as he like grabs onto it, he's gonna like kind of bring his arm around, and with the hilt, with the pummel, because he's gonna just smash it into the guy's like head as hard as he can.
There's a thwack, and he lurches forward, gets back up, looks at you with like fire in his eyes, like, you little shit. And you notice he begins to glow. Like Super Saiyan glow around it.
Oh, good lord.
And the one of the jock that's still, fighting the water goes like, "Oh shit, he's going hyper." And Archer, you're up.
All right. Seeing that this has only made him stronger, more angry and more powerful, I would like to use first, I'd like to argue, GM, as I was barred from using my actual signature weapon in this scene, because it would be lethal, can I argue that my signature weapon has become my metal arm? Because I have been fighting this whole time with it.
Unfortunately,
oh no.
no. You can use your signature weapon in unconventional ways,
Yeah, bitch, slap him with a gun.
But because
Still
because the signature
Still
weapon is like that's basically the weakness of your character is if you are without your gun, there are some powers that you cannot use, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Use it like a bat.
Seriously, go for the pistol whip.
My
Seriously.
little. Okay.
Do it.
Shoot. Okay.
Just for effect, could we say that my my boost power basically turned her gun into a flaming baseball bat in her hand?
Unconventional usage of the signature weapon.
There you go.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I
to
have
try
a-
to find something that looks more like a like
Like a
has the shape
flaming-
of a gun, like an L shape. But yeah, no, it's a rifle that you have, right? It's not a handgun, or is it a handgun?
No, it's a 6-shooter.
Oh, it's a 6-shooter. Oh yeah, we'll say it's a hammer. Or a gun blade, a very blunt gun blade.
Okay. A very blunt gun blade. Then she'll, pull it out and
The
Say,
fucking LARPer.
I can't abide bullies. And she's gonna swing back, use her what's it called here? Charged up blast. So signature weaponry, min, max, mid, die. Destroy all my bonuses. I have a +11 right now in compiled bonuses. So I would like to use signature weaponry, needs therapy, red. And I would like to, let's see what we get here. +11. So that's 28. I would like to strike this man so that he flies into oncoming traffic.
Okay. Okay, with a 28. 28 minus 5, that's 23. Yeah, you basically, home run knock him. He goes flying and hits, like, the hood of a car. It makes a huge dent. The car comes to a stop. Alright, pause the music.
He was hindered though, right? -5.
Yeah, that's just on his checks.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
take more damage. But a bit of silence, and then you just hear, "Not play fair!" And he gets up, punches the windshield, and runs away.
So I guess he really was hyperbole.
I think Fitz, this is where you say something like, "Dad, you better stay away from here," or something like that.
I think Fitz is going to turn around and say, "See, that's how a girl hits or punches." Yeah.
Good job hitting like a girl, Archer.
Yeah. So, you gather your stuff, your hats, and make your way.
After all of that, we just put on our tinfoil hats and just mosey along.
I dare people to make fun of our hats now.
Yeah, we're like strutting. We're strutting with these hats.
There's a total bring it bitch look on Fitz's
God.
face.
Yeah. Fitz just like casually wipes his brow with the bottom of his shirt, flashing the abs to anyone who looks their way.
So we'll gloss over the computing all the stuff for Artifice, that's going to be done. I think we're gonna see that montage in a few panels of different places in Coast City where you are holding strange poses to calibrate the equipment. And then our next panel would be, again, a bird's eye shot of the four of you walking into Poseida Kingston's very high-end store. When you come in, soft classical music plays. Shit, I don't have classic. Alright. It's gonna be this. Sad. The shop in Coast City, that had to be rebuilt quite a few times, is not necessarily the biggest location in the world, but it is probably Poseida's favorite. Bayani, you've been there more than once.
Oh, Paragon Industries was contracted to build his HQ in Coast City. They're like BFFs.
And of course, the storefront is what you see. You know, Bayani, that there's like an entire other part of the building that, normal people aren't allowed in.
Sure.
And did you send me?
Yeah, we'll also just say that there are other workers in there too, and they're all like supermodel hot.
Of course.
It feels right at home.
Yeah.
Archer's very self-conscious.
So it's like, there are lots of Fitzes and other model types just moving around.
He smiles and
There's a
waves
lot-
casually at least twice.
Yes. There's a lot of eye candy for everybody.
What does, because I mean, Poseida is going to come out. Poseida. Yeah, Poseida. I keep writing it like Poseidon, and I don't know why. My bad. Comes out of, the back room. Probably knew you were coming before you even stepped into the door. It's this regal, very tall, black man, probably mid-50s.
Mm-hmm.
Short, very short, shaved hair. Same length as his beard. That's black but peppered with gray and white.
It's Idris Elba.
It's Idris Elba. I'm trying to describe Idris Elba. I cannot do the voice. That's never going to work.
It's
But
okay. We'll imagine it.
Yeah, imagine Idris's big, deep voice. Says, "Welcome, everyone. What can I do you for?"
Wow. No, I'm not going there. Sorry.
The Puja went there? Anaya did not. Which is why I was like, no, must control brows. Because my first response is just to push one eyebrow up. I'm like, no, not Anaya.
What can you do me for? Anything you want.
Anyway, I think Anaya's just gonna adjust her hat. Because what else do you do when you're at all these hot people?
We're still wearing the hats.
Yeah.
We're wearing the hats, y'all. We never talked about taking them off.
Fitz is
Surrounded
totally.
by models and Idris Elba and wearing these hats.
Yeah.
Fitz is owning it as firmly as he can.
Poseida just looks at the four of you and says, "Right. Just a quick question before he starts talking. And does he know both Ren and Bayani, or does he only know you as Bayani?"
He's my confidant, so he knows.
Okay,
me
so both.
as both. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll say, Ren, next time come directly to me. Don't try to make them costumes yourselves. What is this?
You know, I just thought that Dr. Artifice might have had something going on, and this is what he came up with.
Well, these are clearly ridiculous. Did you walk the entire length of the way from your place to here wearing these?
Just about, yeah.
Wow. No one laughed at you. Well, anyway.
I mean, they were too busy staring at Fitz anyways, so.
He looks at Fitz and he says, Son, would you like a job?
He's gonna kind of look vexed. Fitz is gonna be very like looking around at all of the absolutely gorgeous fashion wear and great looking people, and he's gonna have a sense of obligation to Mr. B. So after a moment of like intense facial consternation, he's going to turn around and be like, I'm sorry, but I have my loyalty is to Mr. B.
Kid, you can moonlight. I'm okay with that.
And you see him like turn into a giddy little schoolgirl as soon as Biani says that. He's like, can I, really, I can? Are you serious? I can part-time, really? And like doing the little skippy thing at the same time, like, seriously.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always seen you as sort of the public face of the group. The guy who's going to be out doing all the social media stuff anyways, so I think it's kind of up your alley.
And
Nervousness crosses his face and he slides over to Mr. Baceta and he's just like, I'm yours. For now.
I like hearing that. You start in a week, come back on Saturday, give you a tour of the place, and get you settled in. But I am fairly certain that you did not come here, Ren, for me to steal your employees. And mind you, and he looks at Anaya and Archer. At this rate, I could steal just about everyone.
Gainfully employed. But thanks.
If ever your other occupation doesn't work out, I do offer a very wow, Simon lost a word. A very good 401k. A very profitable 401k.
For what? In exchange for what skills?
Oh, just customer service.
That's not my forte. I'm a doctor, Mr. Poseida.
Oh. I apologize, Doc.
No worries.
Clearly, you are much more needed elsewhere than to sell shoes and suits to wealthy individuals.
Fitz is going to be over by a rack and he's going to like pick up like a dress that's way too sexy to wear like in the hospital. And he's going to look at Anaya and he's just going to be like, but Anaya, this would seriously help your bedside manner.
Whoa, what kind of bedside are you talking about, dear?
I was going to ask. And then I think Anaya will tell Poseida. Of the four of us, you could not have picked a better choice, so. And I think Anaya will kind of take a look at that dress and just be like, maybe for after hours.
Keep in mind, it's sexy, but in the sultry kind of way, not in the like too revealing kind of way.
But it's you don't you wear scrubs at the hospital?
Yeah, that's just like
And
But you're eventually going to
but-
need to go to a fundraiser or two.
That's what I'm saying for like dinners, like after work.
You're not always in the OR, so you can't always be in scrubs.
It's true. That's true.
That's his thinking.
I'll just
That's
have you
fair.
know, he says with his very deep, sexy voice, Sovereign doesn't do trashy. Even our sexy is classy.
As it should be.
Speaking
Just
of,
so you know, you could probably even ask one of these attendants here to accompany you on one of those dinners or fundraisers. You know, just arm candy accessory. Yeah,
are you here to
B,
poach my employees?
I
Ren?
was going to
No,
say, Mr. B, are you what's the phrase Americans like to use? Are you pimping these employees out?
Sovereign and Paragon Industries work very closely together.
Ah, of course.
We do. Some
Sounds
of
like we need
our-
to throw our own fundraiser.
In the meantime, Fitz has like grabbed Archer quietly and dragged her to the leather coat section. Just leaving that there.
He just brings Archer to the rack of leather coats and leaves,
And leaves
her there.
Does Archer like start petting them?
I like these.
They all smell brand new. But he says, I figure you didn't come here for just the mundane unless you're going to a gala or something. That's not why people like you come here. And when he says that, you notice like both of his eyes just like flash a golden light.
Mm.
Well, you know.
Oh yes, well, I needed more reason to stare into those eyes.
Well, you know, the folks in our line of business, it's always good to have a sort of fairy godfather looking out for us. And no, I think it's time that folks get a new identity to go with their night work. Something that's channels their character, but is still practical. You know, we don't want our doctor running around in pumps and a pantsuit again.
Pumps and pantsuit? Was that a day off or something?
Well, it was a presentation in front of the attendings panel.
Hmm.
And this one, and he just gestures at Archer. Well, she tends to get shot at pretty regularly. Be nice if she had some protective armor in her jacket.
I can see what can be done.
And I need a new look too. The government doesn't like me running around in my old costume.
No. He like pauses mid-sentence. Seems to look out the front, the shop windows. No, and let's just say that the government and I have had a bit of a spat recently. But this isn't the place to talk about it. Come. I have a I'm lost the word again. Like not a trying room, but you know when
Fitting
you go
room?
Huh?
Fitting room?
Yeah, fitting room. Thank you. I have a rather large fitting room in the back and will be relatively private. Be in privacy. Ooh. I'm brain, y'all. Brain.
I get it. I get it.
They come in the
It's-
back.
sometimes
People
it's hard-
want over here.
It's hard to brain sometimes.
So, yeah, you he brings you to basically this like lavish trying room. There's like multiple booths where you can try on clothes, automated racks that run along the ceiling, like the entire perimeter of the room. So you can just basically like hang multiple things and just have them go by, not have to... You do not have to carry anything back there. There's a, there's actually a, mimosa fountain with like fresh pastries
Damn.
and an espresso machine. Oddly enough, the exact same one that you have at the office.
Can I idly check? Is there a time on it? Can I check the time against my watch?
This one's good. This one's not 12 minutes back.
You gotta.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, you have a scientist nerd with you. She's gonna be checking.
Yeah, when he sees you approach the coffee machine, he says like, "Ah, yes. The espresso maker. Same one I actually offered Ren at Triple Christmas back. Very good machine. Anyway, please take a seat." And he motions. There's like, I call them fainting couches, but there's an actual name for them.
Case lounges.
Like a settee, or are you talking about the...
A chaise longue?
I
Yeah.
think it's a chaise longue.
I've never actually heard anyone say that word. I just only read that word when I was doing my...
Yeah, it's actually a chaise longue. Yeah. Except it's the English version of the chaise longue, because when you say it in French, it's like a poolside chair. By the way.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, actually, it's the same word, but if you speak to a French person, I'm assuming like cheap plastic chairs that you put by the
yeah,
pool.
they're gonna think an actual poolside
Yeah.
like bench thingy, right? A reclining
Yeah.
poolside.
Yeah, like a reclining chair that
Lounger.
you get like at Walmart.
Yeah.
Whereas the how am I supposed? Wow, they actually call it a chaise longue in French anyway. So yay, we have a word that means two different things, which should not happen.
Welcome to language.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
How
because
may we
in
help you?
French it comes from lounge. Jesus Christ. The French
What?
word comes from English, the English word comes from French.
Oh, they're doing one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you have like the chaise longue, you have upholstered couches, like leather high back chairs, like the whole 9 yards. You even have like bar stools.
So, as he's walking in, he's just going to tap Archer on the shoulder. Hey, check this out. You see all that leather there? That's not even real leather. See, what you don't know about Mr. Kingston over here is that he's a genuine, bona fide wizard.
I prefer the term warlock.
Warlock, whichever. But, he specializes in transmutation. So while that might actually look like leather or velvet over there, he's gonna borrow Archer's gun and fire a couple of rounds into it.
You just hear dong, ding, dong, as the bullets smash against the leather and just fall down. There are other ways to showcase the merchandise, Ren.
I know, but this was a lot more fun.
Yes. And much more loud.
I want one of those.
And that's where we are going to have a slight problem. I was raided by the feds recently. Well, raided. They came in to check in on my well-being and the well-being of my business. I now have to register every square inch of transmuted fabric that I have. with them. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Something I would rather avoid altogether, but apparently, with the event, disappearance of just about everyone, they don't want to have mundanes walk around in laser-proof clothing or fire-absorbent coats or, shoes that can walk on water. It seems to me that they do not want your average Joe to have an edge over everyone else. Trying to keep everyone on the same level, while, of course...
Have they not met rich people?
Oh, yeah, well... They're a, Wow, I have it in French, so... They're a class apart. They're a different social class, a different...
Of course, yes.
They're in a different box.
The average Joe, by which you mean the 99%, of course.
Yes.
Only them.
The 7 billion people on Earth. Now, the thing is, I'm also obligated by law to equip the military. Or I should say, to help the military equip themselves with some of my innate talents. I would love to help, Ren. But we're gonna have to be clever with this. I mean, I am not going to let any one of you step out of this room without being properly clothed. But if I report a loss of, enough material to cover 4 adults with, this is going to be a little complicated.
Well, why don't we just sign a contract and say that you're using this material to provide special suits for Paragon Industries hazard workers.
That works for me. I just need to... We're just gonna have to give them names. They want to be able to track down where everything is. I don't think there's gonna be a problem with me, creating specialized equipment for, say, firefighters. But they want to know who's going to wear them.
How would that work for future employees?
What do you mean, future employee?
Well, I assume if it is, say, a fire department, or in this case, Paragon Industries, if they're ordering some sort of hazmat suits, they might not know exactly which employees would wear it, or perhaps they might hire employees later who might wear them.
That's where the enormous amount of red tape comes into play.
Mm.
They would need to fill out a form to change the proprietor, the owner of said suit.
Wow.
So you fill out a form for the original owner, then when it gets transferred to someone else, you need to fill out a transfer form, then fill out a new form for the employee. It is tedious, it is a pain, and I have to make sure that I have a copy of each of these forms, otherwise if they ever come down here again, they might actually send me to one of those black sites.
Oof. Can't have that.
Which, I am a warlock of some talent, but escape and misdirection is not one of them. I tend to attract attention, not shy away from it.
What if you were supposedly going to create these items in a pocket dimension? out of materials that happen to be sitting in said pocket.
I mean, the laws of the country don't really apply to pocket dimensions. I don't think so. I would be outside of US jurisdiction. That is clever. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll do our little tryouts here, our fitting. We'll make sure I have the right measurements, have everything that you want, how you want it. And then, Bayani, I suppose we meet up in a couple days. Make sure you have enough fabric that at least resembles what everyone has chosen, and I'll work my magic on it.
Sounds fair. I mean, they can't, it's not like they can raid the pocket dimension.
It's true.
It says that now. But,
And we're gonna end on this next panel of your cell phone ringing, Bayani. It's Dr. Artifice. When you pick it up, he just says, boss, someone's been in the lab. Because out of game, I was going to keep the infiltrating the pocket dimension probably for a little later, but you said the magic words. Like,
I'm not gonna raid a pocket dimension. But aren't they? Oh no.
So that is actually, so the reason why also I would like to stop here is I want to give you all a week, players, to think about the costumes, the new stuff. And when we start back on issue number 1 for our second run, we'll have, you try out different outfits, see what works, what doesn't, and then, you'll be able to describe to everyone, like to the viewers, what your new super suit is going to look like.
Cool.
Which doesn't necessarily have to be made out of spandex, but can be made out of spandex.
could be form-fitting or not.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you
this might
probably want
go
it to be-
terribly wrong.
A little form-fitting, just so, no one can grab
Well,
a hold of you by the collar of your shirt and pull you back.
But the thing is if it's too form-fitting, the inkers are gonna have a hard time always shading Fitz's abs on every panel. So
That is
like
true.
if it's just flat, like the illustrators won't have to do all that work. Like it's just cost-saving measures, right?
Of course.
That said, y'all, you're leveling up because
Woo-woo!
we reached the end of 6 issues. So for everyone, we're gonna take like a short 5 minutes. I know we're going over, but I wanted to showcase what it was like to level up. Basically, the way it works in Sentinels of the Multiverse is every 6 issues, you wrap this all up, and that becomes a collection. And in between collections, you can do certain stuff. That's when you level up, right? You can make cosmetic changes to your character, which is, the costume thing and everything. You can change certain details about your hero, or you could majorly rewrite the hero. So changing a detail is if one of you, and you're all allowed to do this, right? You can swap one power for another of the same color. You can swap an ability for the same color. Swap a power for another power of the same die size. So let's say you were like, I didn't use like fitness a lot, but there's another one that I was like I was on the fence about. I'm gonna use. I want to switch for this one, so that can also be done. Same thing for quality. Quality is also like easier to change if you've like role played it out. You know, if for some reason at some point Fitz ceases to be a himbo, Andrew, you could like swap out himbo for something else, like I don't know, emo tortured person, for like our run where like you become because it's commercially viable.
Fair enough.
And if there was a shift in your character, you could even change one of your principal. Like Anaya coming into control and confidence with her powers could swap out like the powerless for something else.
Yeah.
And then the majorly rewrite hero, basically you tear up your character sheet and you start over. This, I'm going to put a caveat on. You can do so at the end of any collection, but like I would like to know beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to work it in. You know, normally that's
That
the type
makes
of thing
sense.
that would happen, you know, if your character dies or disappears and comes back like 2 or 3 issues later and they're like different, darker,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That works. But you can also do that. So if there's anything that you want to swap out, even in your... And by the way, if you swap out an ability today, like let's say you remove one of your yellow abilities, you change it for another one, and you want to come back later, like, yeah, so long as you level up again, you can swap it out again.
Okay.
So you can cycle through abilities like that until you find one that you really enjoy.
I do love that.
But that's
Because it
what
makes
is.
sense for a hero to kind of like test stuff and be like, oh no, not this one.
Yeah, and it's also to represent, like in comic books, different writers will use different, like either the same powers differently, or will come up with new powers that like the writer right in the next run will not like mention at all.
Yeah.
So it kind of mimics this.
That makes sense.
this
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So if you want to, you can do it for our next session, where we start collection number 2. Also, between now and collection number 2, we have to sit down players because we need to figure out recording dates for the secret special issue number 0 for each one of you that was unlocked. Thanks to our generous donation from chat with the trading card game that we have. And by the way, thanks to Shaltail tonight, you also have 1 hero point. To buy something for the next the start of the next run, and that's where we're gonna end tonight.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Let's go around the table. If you have anywhere that you're going to be, any projects you want to shout out, anything that you have going on, now is the time. Remember, players, you can put links in chat if you want to direct people to whatever it is that you're talking about. I will do the same order as we did the intros, so we're going to start with Pooja.
Hello, everybody. I am Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at Pooja. And whenever you're in doubt, that's also the place where in my bio you can find my streaming schedule, which I'll also go over right now. But for reference and links, that's always the easiest. My next game will be this Sunday with our illustrious DM, where we're gonna pick up in the next episode of our romantic fantasy game, The Romance of the Blue Rose.
Yeah, but I'm not the GM. You just said like
no. I say it's with
DM.
You.
It's with me. Okay, good.
Yeah. Simon's not the DM. Simon's a player, which is always really fun to watch. I love watching DMs play. But yes, come watch Simon play. What did
I mean, you want to see a 12-pack?
Yeah. Brave, Dumb, and Beautiful.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think that's what Delmay called him. But yeah, that's really fun. That's on Praxagor, Thesmophoria's channel. Link, you can find it in my Twitter because that's easy to misspell. On Tuesday, you can find me on the Manapot Studios channel, where we are starting our Arkham Henchman / Flights of Phantom Flight for the entire month of August, where lots of shenanigans and failures will ensue in Batverse, because that's what Batverse villains do. And Wednesday will be the last playtest session that I'm involved in for the Omens Rising game on Craftic Studios channel. I'm very excited about that. I'm a culture writer for that game system, and so come join us where we test out the system as we write it, and it's really chill, open to feedback. Just a great time to come hang out and see how a brand new system is developed. And then, of course, I will not be here next Thursday because I will be traveling. However,
Yes.
the Thursday after that, I will be back.
So there will be a bit more time for you to decide on your costume. You won't have to be the first to give the presentation. But yeah, we're gonna wait for that reveal for later. And moving the mic on to our next player, Andrew.
Just say Anaya's on
yes.
call next week.
Yeah, no, that works. You actually have a very busy. Anaya has a very busy job, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's
you
on
also
call.
have a very busy job, but.
Not as much as her.
When you're a doctor, it's just like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's call. It doesn't stop.
That's probably the most unrealistic part about a doctor being a superhero is with what time?
Yeah, I know. Like, Thor was supposed to be a doctor. In the comics, he's a doctor, and that just doesn't work.
It's not gonna work, man.
Yes, Thor works at a hospital. Like, imagine the first MCU movie, Thor, when he's cast down by Odin. He, like, basically creates, I don't know if it's like a magical creation, like everyone suddenly knows him or whatever, but like he becomes like a human doctor. Called like Dr. like
Donald Blake, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thormus Ordenson, whatever. I never read the Thor comics, so
I don't know. I mean, like I always had this idea that there would be a clinical doctor on staff at Paragon Industries because most of the folks there have some sort of superpower, and you can imagine that the superpower requires that they need specialized care.
Of course.
Cases.
Yeah,
So,
I think that would definitely make sense at some point. But I'm just thinking, like, while she's actually working at a hospital, it's just like, okay, but it's okay. It's a comic book. It works.
Yeah.
Everything works in a comic book universe.
She happens to work for the one hospital that is actually well staffed.
Oh man,
That's
okay,
true. Comic book universe, anything is possible. It's a well-staffed hospital.
This is the point at which we asked everybody to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
Everything has been plausible so far.
This is where we draw the line. This is what our fans are gonna bitch about on our subreddit.
I know. Anyway.
So I'm Andrew. I have a Twitter at Anderful1. I mean, pretty much my only home on the internet is here on Thursday nights. Life being what it is currently, that is it, and that is all.
Next we have Hannah.
Hello. I am Hannah, Animation Art on Twitter, Animation Studios, everywhere else. I was originally scheduled to be at con this weekend, but not anymore. So instead, I'm running a fun giveaway on my Twitter. So be sure and go check that out. You can find me here Thursdays playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. Then on Fridays, 8:30 p.m. with Anino playing some Cyberpunk. And then Saturdays at 1 p.m. EST, also with Anino, playing some Scion. So lots of fun stuff, all on this awesome, awesome channel. So if you're not subscribed, you should be.
Thank you. And speaking of Anino, you're next.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. And let's see, in addition to those games, I will be on the Other Doc channel on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the next installment of The Edge of Paradox, our Invisible Sun campaign. Not much else is going on right now. But stay tuned. Maybe that will change.
And I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you everyone for stopping by tonight. Thank you for the raids, by the way. Thank you Infinite RP. Thank you Master of Rem for the nice raids tonight. Unfortunately, you got in like at the tail end of the stream, but still. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you Shawtail for the donation. Thank you actually for all of you chat just to hang out and have fun with us and watch these 4 players try to save you every week. We'll be back next week. We'll be back tomorrow for our 2nd episode of the 5th season of Cyberpunk Red. And then we, on Saturday, are going to be playing Scion. And then on Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over on the Roll For It channel as I reprise the role of Hey You, the Ogrin soldier, in our what was supposed to be a grimdark adventure of Warhammer 40k, which turns out to just be MASH, the role-playing game. And later on at night, like right after the first game, I hop in with Pooja to play some Romance of the Blue Rose over on Praxagoras Mephoria's channel. Then on next Wednesday, you can find me over on Praxagoras' channel again for some Witcher, and then on Thursday here for Sentinels. Whew, that was a lot of things. So thank you everyone for coming once again, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.